And queen takes f3. Oh, what is going on? Oh, this is going to be a fortress. I just don't see any hopes at all. This is very easy. Just rook back and forth.
Taking chess to the next level.
Wow. Wow.
Wow, yeah, nothing else to say. Wow.
Creating the future of the sport. Introducing the Champions Chess Tour. 10 months, 10 tournaments. The world's best players online and on TV.
And queen takes
Hello everybody, this is Daniil Dubov and this is my Banter Blitz for chess24 again. So let's jump right into it. I'll play the premium users as always. So let's start with the game against, who is this guy? Dangerous Right. And he goes 1a4, wow, okay. Should probably survive that. Okay, I don't know what's the point of this a4 inclusion, but it doesn't really hurt either for white. Yeah, okay, so after castling, let's just go h6 and rook 8 and bishop g4 or bishop e6 maybe, just to develop the pieces. Okay, rook 8. Yeah, he goes h3, we go bishop e6, so it's actually sort of a Rui Lopez with colors reversed now. Yeah, so now he has played all the obvious moves as well, and now he has to think, which is inspiring, obviously. And goes c3. Okay, let's play queen d7 maybe. Attacking h3, so king h2. So now one of the ideas is to play knight h5 and knight f4 straight away. No idea if it's good actually, but let's try to do this. Yeah, judging from the amount of time he spends, he actually realized what's the point, and he'll probably defend somehow. Yeah, maybe knight f6 is a move, but yeah, normally you don't play knight h5 to go back. Yeah, okay, whatever, let's do this. So if he takes, I guess we'll take with the knight, and then we'll try to play it slow somehow, like if nothing happened. Let's say takes, queen f3, maybe f5. He just goes queen f3 immediately, which I think can only give us some additional ideas. F5 still looks reasonable to me. So now after ed we go bishop takes d5 and win. Okay, he goes rook e1. Let's just play rook f8 to create some pressure on the f file. So we could actually take on g2 many times already and be just winning, but somehow I'm trying to play this in a fancy way. Like in a normal game, obviously I should have taken on g2 and then just f4 or something. Black is just close to winning. He goes queen e3. All right, I had enough. I think I have to go for knight takes g2 actually. Yeah, and now just f4, for instance. Yeah, and then again, I think we bring the pieces, we just double on the f file, and then some f3 will come or something else. So he probably wants to go g4, which is reasonable, but shouldn't help that much. No, he actually wants to play bishop c1, okay. So now it looks like there could be some tactical idea. I mean, at the very least, we can obviously take on e4 and take on b3, which is good enough, but somehow, yeah, what I want to do is something like bishop takes h3 and queen g4. The problem is that it feels like it doesn't work for many reasons, actually. Okay, let's try to, be solid one time. Let's just take on b3. Taking a pawn instead of sacrificing a piece feels like a concession, obviously, but okay, whatever. So now I'm trying to bring the bishop to c4, attacking f1. Now I think we're finally winning. Okay, the simple way is to just take on f1 and take on g3. And now I go rook f2 check and... Okay, thanks for the game. Okay, let's play the guy named Ardaus. So it's the second black in a row. Okay, pleasant. Once again, should probably survive somehow. Let's play, I don't know. Let's play b5 maybe. I think it's considered to be bad after e4, knight takes e4, bishop takes b5, but I think Magnus has played it even in probably in a classical game against someone very strong, like Aronia maybe, so then it should probably do for a blitz game. Should we play c5? Okay, let's try to play bishop d6. This may look a little strange, but actually it's a typical idea. So sometimes in the London system, black plays this e6, bishop d6 with a pawn on d7. The point is that, yeah, I don't know what's the point, to be honest, but maybe there is some point. Yeah, 92. Now I guess we go knight c6, 97 to bring the knight closer. The problem is normally you get this position with the pawn on b6, and the pawn structure is way less vulnerable. And here I think white will play c3, queen e2, a4, and try to attack my queen side eventually. Yeah, he goes c3. And he goes e4, which I think is sort of inspiring for us. Let's try to play knight g6 first, threatening knight f4 in some lines. And he goes e5, which allows many things. Knight f4 is one of them, for instance. Okay, let's go knight f4. It's not a big drama, just play bishop f1, but still. I don't think you're too happy as white to play bishop d3 to f1 here. And otherwise, I think it's sort of risky for him. Yeah, he does go bishop f1. So is there a fancy way to play this somehow? Yeah, maybe not really, actually. All right, then I guess we just take and go knight h5 or even knight g8 maybe. Knight d5 is also possible, of course, but then I don't like knight e4, which is still not the end of the world, obviously, but the knight is coming to d6, which I would prefer to avoid. Okay, let's go knight g8 actually. So it's a slow plan, but if it works, I mean, it's yeah, I mean, if it works, it's very ambitious. So I want to play knight e7, queen c7, and attack, attack e5 and all the lines. I also didn't have a really nice square, so knight f to d5 would allow knight e4, knight h5 would leave me in, in a worry about my knight. Some g3 or g4 could do there, and now I just go back and stuck in e5. And I managed to avoid blundering the knight, which is also very decent. All right, queen c7. So e5 is hanging, I think. Like, he can probably castle long now. But that's at least, it's at least a sacrifice. I can take on a5, knight takes e5, bishop takes h1. Looks scary, but I could do it. So he goes rook g1 because of that. Okay, let's just go knight e7, knight c6 maybe. Yeah, he goes h4, which I think allows knight c6. And we finally managed to collect the pawn. All right, so can we just take? We can also include b4 maybe, just for fun. Yeah, the problem is that there is no need to include b4, but yeah, I want to do it for some reason. Okay, let's include b4. Yeah, he goes knight c4. I expected him to go c4 actually. Knight c4 is probably even better, but then at least we get some some potential for some tactics, I would say. So we can take on c3, knight d6, king f8, b takes c3, and then come up with something like knight takes c5, which I guess doesn't work, but it could actually work with the king on e7. Okay, let's try this. So he just takes back. Knight d6, so now I guess we take on e5. Yeah, now we go check. Like, at very least we can take on f3. Queen a1 is also there. I don't know, let's just take the knight. And check. And I don't know, queen e7 maybe. That's a blunder. But it was really bad for white anyway. Okay, here's thanks for the game. What else do we have? We actually have stronger guys who want to play with an increment. So I realized after the previous time, I realized I'll probably never play without increment here again. So it's only games with increment, guys. Yeah, so here we have some 3+2 from 2700 from Turkey. So let's try this, and we got white here. Wow. Okay, let's go c4 then. Okay, so this is going to be a normal English opening unless he doesn't play knight c6, but he does, of course. Okay, takes bishop g2. This is a very main line. I think bishop e7 is considered to be like bad after knight takes c5 or what? This is surprising. So if we take on e5, knight takes c3, knight takes c6, knight takes d1, knight takes d8, knight takes f2. So what happens there? Is it just knight takes f7? Yeah, probably. Let's go for it anyway. Who really cares? The inspiring thing is that bishop e7 would be, too good in general not to be the main theory otherwise. So basically, I mean, it should be something wrong with it. So now I don't know, we probably take f7 simply. Although he has even a d3 check. Yeah, this is not obvious, I must say. Okay, let's stay. So knight d3 check could be the idea, but then we just take and it's a pawn after all. It's not exactly the type of situation when you say it's a healthy pawn, but I mean, it's still a pawn. Okay, let's cancel. Yeah, now it feels logical to go b3. At least it's what I think. Or maybe even b4, by the way. So is it important? b3 or b4? Yeah, I don't know. Let's go. Okay, let's go b4 for the boys. Yeah, now I guess we just go bishop b2. We sacrifice d3. And we're happy with this with this position with a weak pawn on f6. So let's say rook takes d3, we take on f6 with a bishop, I guess. We actually don't need to. Could do it later as well. Maybe we just go here, for instance. Okay, I need to do something. It looks like reasonably good for white anyway, I would say. Okay, let's go b5. Yeah, now I thought we'd take and go rook c1. So the point of b5 was to stop c6, obviously. So he can, like, technically even play rook d7 now, but in general it feels like he's a little a little stalemated. So he goes c6. So the idea is takes, rook takes c6, rook takes g2. So this probably means we'll have to take with the bishop. Although if we take on c6, rook g2, king g2, bishop b7, we have rook f takes f6, right? I guess we can actually do this. Unless I'm blundering something badly, but I actually don't see it. Yeah, so let's remove king takes g2 just in case. He goes bishop e6, which I think allows check, and bishop takes 8, which wins immediately. So this was a blunder. But in general, yeah, even this rook takes g2, takes bishop b7, rook f takes f6, I think it was lost for black. Objectively. Yeah, he resigns. Thanks for the game. Let's continue. Wow, Mr. President Panda with a photo of me as a picture. That's funny. Okay. Goes 1e4. So what do we play here? Okay, let's go, I don't know, e5 maybe. Let's play the Petrov. I actually hate when they play the Petrov against me, so why not to try it myself? Yeah, it takes. I actually think knight takes c4 is not that stupid here as well, so let's do this. So when I was a kid, I was taught that queen e2 pretty much wins. He just goes d3 instead, so there will be no theoretical battle, I'm afraid. So the one I wanted was queen e2, queen e7, queen takes c4, d6. Yeah, but he decided to do something less ambitious. Okay. Yeah, let's probably set a trap and go h5. c4 doesn't fall for it. Okay, let's just go c6. Give him another chance. Knight c3. This I think runs into d4, blundering the knight. So yeah, this was not exactly a crazy game yet, and I don't think it's going to be. Yeah, knight e4, but now we just collect everything. Okay, takes. Yeah, I can go bishop before check, trade the queens. Okay, let's be, boring enough. I think it's sort of okay to trade the queens when you're just a piece up. Okay. Yeah, let's say e5. I think bishop h3 check is a reasonable move just to prevent king g2. Then we just take. Yeah, okay, pretty much anything wins here. Let's say rook e2. So it's not just a free piece, but it's also like better fullback in general. So white failed to develop his pieces even, so it should be really, really bad. Yeah, he goes rook d2, which kind of allows rook a1, king g2. And there is nothing, so probably I'll just take instead. Go maybe knight d7. Yeah, king g2, so I wanted knight e5 here, threatening bishop f3 check. Yeah, he just blunders again, but anyway, it doesn't matter, to be honest. Yeah, he resigns. Okay, thanks for the game. So let's play some, let's play this guy, for instance. 26 something, 3+2, and we have white. Okay, we tried c4, let's go d4 this time. And d4, knight f6, knight f3 maybe. g6, okay. So how should we play this? Let's just go h4 maybe. Go c5. Yeah, I don't know, we could go d5, could also go h5. This is not simple. So now I basically need to come up with an explanation of my h4, which is not simple. Okay, let's go e4 suddenly. And I guess now I'll also try to check what's going on in chat. Not much, it seems. Okay, so he takes. Now the idea was to go h5. And I mean, at least this h4 didn't go exactly, exactly nowhere. Yeah, bishop g7, he's probably still better, but at least now it kind of doesn't look completely stupid for white, at least in my opinion. Maybe it still is, but now I think we just develop somehow. We just go knight c3 or something. You can also go h6, and then after bishop f6 go something like, I don't know, d5. Yeah, let's go knight c3. It's quite a simple game basically, so if you don't know what to do, just try to improve your pieces. He goes d5. I think it kind of looks scary for black, but I don't see why exactly, to be honest. Maybe I'm just a coward. Maybe it's just alright for black. Also, I would be sort of scared as black here. Okay, let's take on c5. So the good thing for us is that he has many moves now. So he can take on c3, he can go queen a5, bishop g4, he can even castle simply. But whatever he plays, it's not that we resign immediately, I guess. Yeah, queen a5. So what do we play now? Can we play bishop b5 check? And then, I don't know, something. Okay, let's give a check. So once again, he has many moves. King f8 may make sense even. If he goes bishop d7, then I think we can just take and maybe castle. I would prefer to have included h6 at some point, but I didn't see a good moment for it. But now I think anyway it's sort of acceptable for white. Maybe he's better, maybe not, but yeah, at least this pawn on h5 is sort of making him nervous normally. So let's say even if we lose both c5 and c3, we are only 1 pawn down, which is not exactly the end of the world, I believe. So now I guess we just go rook b1. Then we go h6 and just play it. I probably failed to calculate correctly though, so if we lose both c3 and c5, we are actually down 2 pawns. The good news is that we will probably win something as well. Like we can go bishop e3 now, for instance. Maybe we should include, yeah, let's just go bishop e3, whatever. What I was about to say is that including h6 also makes sense, but I don't think it's like it can go really far. Unless he goes d4 now, but if he goes d4, I think we'll survive as well. Yeah, so how do we play this now? Let's go h6. After all, I wanted to do it like 10 moves in a row. He'll probably go bishop f6. Then we can take on b6 and go c4, for instance. Or we can even go c4 immediately. Or we can just play it slow, like queen d3, rook d1, and just say we're fine anyway. Looks reasonable, actually. Yeah, he takes. Then I thought we go knight d4 or even bishop d4. Don't know what's better. Okay, let's go knight d4 maybe. He takes now. I guess we take. Take on e5, I think, and wins the game. So he has to go queen takes, but that runs into rook e1. We win a queen. And once again, the big thing here is that we have this pawn on h6, so otherwise even this would be sort of acceptable for black, but with the pawn on h6, he'll always run into something. Okay, let's take the rook, bring the bishop back. Yeah, he lost some time, but it was completely lost, obviously. So thanks for the game, it was an interesting one. What else do we have? We have some 2900 guy who wants to play without increment. Okay, let's give him a chance to flag me, and if he will manage, then we'll just switch for the games with increment. Okay, g4 and bishop f4. Very, very good start for those who normally play on time. Knight c3. So what am I supposed to play here? Okay, let's just go g6, whatever. And let's just go bishop g7 and castles. f3, then I think you normally take and go c5 at some point. I don't know where exactly. Maybe here as well. Yeah, okay, knight c6, I would guess. Now maybe queen b6 or takes and queen b6. He'll probably do something like h4 there. Okay, I mean, whatever. Once again, we have no increment, so basically I cannot spend all my time here wondering about his ideas. So now I allow knight a4, but then I go queen a5, knight takes c5, queen takes a2, which I think is sort of acceptable. But in general, there should be a big number of lines where he allows me some queen takes a2 or queen a1 check or some little attack on the queen side. But then he just goes for this h4 stuff, and it will be, it will be much more dangerous for me than for him. So he goes knight e2. So one of the ideas is to bring knight to a4, and then h4, h5 is also there as well. So what am I supposed to do here? I mean, I can just go for something, you know, completely random and try to flag him instead. Like if he goes g4, I'll just sacrifice something and look if he's fast enough to, you know, to convert this. Maybe he is actually. He takes on c5 first. Okay, I take back. He goes knight d4. This is yeah, this is probably also smart, in fact. Still, somehow it looks less of a worry to me, to be honest. Okay, hard to survive this. Let's try to do something completely crazy just to, you know, just to try to confuse him. g4 looks normal. He can also take on f5 simply. He goes h4. Then I think we'll just go for some attack and whatever. Like he goes g4, we do something, I don't know. Maybe take on c3 or take on c2. Shouldn't be too good for us. Shouldn't be completely lost either, I would say. Although the last thing is less obvious. Yeah, queen e3, then we just go b5 and once again we try to checkmate. So there is no bishop takes b5, yeah, so he goes here, then we go b4. Then I think we go check and queen takes b2. And then after rook c1 we go like e5, it feels. Okay, let's go e5, feels right. So now if d takes, then just d4. So he actually has to, yeah, he has to do something else, exactly. Can I just go bishop takes g4? I probably can. Feels like ed should win somehow, but I don't see how exactly. I can actually take on b4 as well. That's what I should probably do. So now e takes d4 is a sort of massive threat. And rook b1 runs into, I mean, at very least queen takes d4. Okay, let's play it simple. Let's just take takes. Now I think he goes, no, he goes here. This allows bishop takes c2 or rook takes c2. Okay, let's go bishop takes. Let's play it simple. Just go g3. Takes, knight d7. We're ahead on the clock. And two pawns up. Okay. Yeah, rook f4, rook e7. Then we just go g4 at some point. Rook e3 check. Collect the pawn. Okay, let's say, I don't know, rook h3. Goes g5, king g7. Rook e4, rook e3. So he'll probably still manage to flag me as well. That's unpleasant. Or maybe not. No, he failed too, but at least he was completely lost in the variant, so I'm sort of proud of myself. Still, this was way too nervous for a Banter Blitz. I prefer to play with increment from now on. Okay. Let's play the guy who is not trying to hide his name, actually. So this is Bogdan from Romania. Okay, so let's go 1e6, for instance. c4, c5. I think I was a big fan of this line when I was like, I don't know, 12 or something. But it kind of makes sense, actually. So if you know some tricks as black, then sometimes you gain from this knight on g8. And this, I think, was played in my game against Donchenko, maybe. I think this is exactly the position we had, like a6, a4, and I played bishop d4. So that's one of the, you know, of the upsides of slowing down this knight j8 to f6. So sometimes you go bishop d4. Also, sometimes you just prefer to set up with the knight on e7, not on f6. So there are some tricks. I did not play h4 because of just knight f1. Yeah, he'll probably go knight f1 anyway, exactly. I think this is exactly what Donchenko played as well. I think it was like knight e5, bishop e3, maybe queen f6, and then I think at some point, I feel like king d2 was extremely strong at some point, which he didn't play. Maybe he went like f3, I played something like, I don't know, h4 or knight e7, and then king d2 was very strong. Just trying to bring it to c2 and play the game. But once again, first of all, it's not obvious, and secondly, when I say very strong, it doesn't mean white is necessarily much better there. So h4. It's even interesting to Google this, actually. So could you guys just check if this was could you just Google the game Donchenko Dubov from, I think the Qatar Open like maybe 6 or 7 years ago. I think it was definitely 1d4, e6, c4, c5, and it was very similar. So could you actually tell me in the chat of the Chess24 Live if it was exactly the same, or if there was a deviation, so where was the deviation exactly? He goes h3, which I think is strategically questionable, you know, because now we go g5, brings knight to f4 eventually. Okay, so he wanted to play queen d2 and attack g5 and say this is very smart, but then I think we just take, brings knight to g6. Then we just go knight f4, and I think, in terms of strategic ideas, it should be like very decent for black at very least. He probably has to play e5 at some point just to stop our, exactly, just to stop our ideas, but still it doesn't look great for white, I would say. So actually bishop takes h3 was there, which I obviously missed. So he goes knight c4 now. Yeah, so what I want to do is to play in terms of strategic ideas. So let's say I take. Then I go... Yeah, speaking of strategic ideas, we actually have queen d4, which probably wins the pawn immediately. This is not exactly a strategic idea, though. Okay, let's just try to, to play slow game, just for fun. Yeah, so I'm wondering about this position for quite some time. So let's say I go king e7. He probably plays rook b6. I'll just bring the queen to e5, or maybe knight g6, queen f4, knight e5 also makes sense. Don't know what's better though. And queen d4 is still here. Maybe I go queen d4 actually. Then it's not exactly a strategic battle. Okay, whatever. Let's go queen d4. Bishop f1, okay. Then at least I will not regret about playing queen d4, I guess. So now it's actually interesting. So does he really want to take, is the question. In terms of ideas, I need to go f5 at some point. Like maybe I go f5 now, or I take on d2 first and go f5. Feels a bit more natural to me to go f5 straight away. Okay, let's go f5, whatever. Okay, takes and knight to 2, correct? This makes a lot of sense. So now, like if I want to play it simple, I can just take on a2, take on a4, and play rook c8, or even play rook c8 immediately. This shouldn't be too bad for me. I can actually go rook c8 straight away, by the way. This makes a lot of sense as well. Or maybe I even take on a4 first, I don't know. Need to play something anyway. Okay, let's say we just take. I don't think this is something he benefits from. So by the way, if he takes on e4, then there is knight d3 check followed by knight f2, so that's why he starts this way. But then I guess we can just play something like rook g8. Or rook c8, I don't know. Let's say rook g8 we go. King f2. Now I think we go rook g3. Goes here. We probably go bishop b5 at some point, or maybe rook c8. Yeah, maybe rook c8 actually. Okay, rook c2. Yeah, but then there should be something, no? Like d3, bishop f3, maybe just takes on f3 or takes on h3. So what exactly? Okay, let's say we take this way, just to keep it solid. King f6. He will probably take on h3. Now he just blunders rook takes f3. Okay, now I think we just go g2, which is the simplest way. No, he just resigns. Okay, this was a tense game actually, a very interesting one. That's why I prefer to play with increment. I think this normally leads to, you know, much more tense games. Okay. I mean, in terms of a game of chess, not in terms of flogging. So let's play another guy from Turkey, who is rated slightly over 2600. Okay, let's go with bishop e7 lines that I played against Maxim and Magnus recently. Goes c3. Okay, castles. He goes knight g2. This makes sense. Okay, let's say we just play, I don't know, h6 first. h3, yeah, let's say we go bishop e6. Allow him to trade. He goes a4. This makes sense as well. Normally you just go e5, I believe. Now we can actually start considering d5 in some lines. It's not exactly the way I like to play it, but sometimes it makes sense as well. So he takes, goes queen b3. Now the simple move is queen d7, and there is also d5. Okay, let's just go queen d7. So now queen takes b7 would run into rook b8, trapping the queen, so he goes d4 instead. Then I think you normally just take and go d5. I mean, knight takes d4, obviously. Wow, he goes for it. I was about to say is not what can really what can really lead to a trouble for us. Still don't think it should lead to trouble, to be honest. Okay, let's go d5. I could have taken on d4 as well. I mean, I only need not to blunder e6. I think going d5 straight away shouldn't be bad as well. So if he takes on c6, we probably even take with a pawn. At least we'll definitely think about it. I think in terms of strategic ideas, it makes a lot of sense. So he takes on d5. This allows to take on d4 and go queen takes d5, which is perfectly fine. And we could also consider something else, but I don't know what this something else supposed to mean. Like, we can go e takes d5 technically, but does it mean we're trying to prove black is better? I mean, it means nothing. It means we just play a game on the other hand, but still somehow I don't like it. E takes d5, knight, let's say g2 to f3. Then b7 is hanging. We'll probably go bishop c5. He can still go, I don't know, bishop f4, bishop e3. Okay, let me just do what I want to do. I mean, it may look boring, but yeah, I like my position here. And this is also very thematic. Like, sometimes you don't have e takes d5, but in general, taking on d5 with a queen or the knight is a basic point of the whole line. So you wait for d4 to come, then you go ed, cd, d5, and then you take with a, I mean, not with a pawn, but with a knight or with a queen. And then you just attack d4, then you normally like give up e6 for the d4 pawn, and then it's very, 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 very solid for black. He goes rook e1, attacking e6. And we could just trade the queens here. Could also try to come up with something fancy. Once again, I don't see why we need to be fancy, to be honest. Maybe we can just go like bishop b4 and then rook e8. Speaking of being fancy, it kind of makes sense. Probably blunders rook takes f6. Okay, once again, let's just play this game simple. Let's just go king f7. So the point is that we don't need to, show off really here. If we just protect everything patiently, then it's just fine for us. Okay, let's play it simple once again. b6. I mean, I see his point. He wants to weaken the c6 square to bring the rook there, but still it shouldn't help much. Okay, we go knight d5 or bishop d6. I don't know. Let's say bishop d6 first. So now his knight is a little bit misplaced. He goes bishop is c3. Okay, now we bring the knight to d5. Then I guess it kind of makes sense to bring the king to d7, just in case, to prevent some, rook c6 nonsense. Okay, so now I'll just remove cd just in case. Then I'll probably just double on the f file and think of what I could do next. Okay, rook f7. I think in general it's it's becoming much more uncomfortable for white than for black. At least that's how I feel. He goes f3. Okay, let's maybe go g5. trying to make it look like one day we could prevent some h5 and g4. So he's trying to trade already, so he's scared. I guess once again we could just allow him to trade. We go just rook g8. So if he wants to trade, it's fine. We just go h5, g4 then. He goes rook e4. Okay, let's just play h5. And maybe rook g6. Once again, protect everything first, and then we'll do something. Say bishop g3 for now. And can we play g4? I don't know. Let's try to prepare then. Okay, now I guess we can play g4. Takes, okay. So he wants to take on e6 and suffer in this one, yeah? This is also slightly, you know, very slightly better for black, I would say, but obviously it's a draw. Still, I feel like we'll manage to you know, force him to play a few good moves here. This is actually a little bit strange move. Okay, let's say we go here. Then we go, I don't know, here. Then we go c6. So he's actually about to lose the knight. Okay, king d7. Okay, bishop e7. So now we just want bishop d6, bishop b8. Okay. He allows it. And then I think we just win. Okay, bishop d6. Once again, let's play it simple. Just knight c7, king d5, brings the knight to e6. Yeah, he resigned. Okay, thanks for the game. Tried to play as solid as I could in this game. Now we have some 3+2 challenge from 2700 guy. And we have black again. Okay, let's go e5 once again. So it's bishop c4 again. Okay, let's try to play the thematic Banter Blitz of this bishop e7 line. Okay, cancels. I guess h6 again. Bishop e6 again. Yeah, he goes knight f1. This is a different plan actually. So he just allows g5. I think it's sort of more ambitious, but normally it just leads nowhere, as far as I know. Let's try to be ambitious as well. Let's just play d4. Yeah, let's play d4. I mean, I'm not exactly the greatest fan of this idea, but sometimes it's very playable. So he goes g4, he will just try to checkmate us there. We should do something on the opposite side of the board. Like maybe we go, I don't know, knight c5 for now. Yeah, knight c5 looks reasonable, whatever we're going to do then. Goes knight g3, trying to bring it to f5. So how should we react there? I think we're just going to take on f5 in most of the lines. Although it's not that we exactly, you know, need to do it. We probably want to do it, but I'm not forced to. So we could just play queen d7, rook d8, trying to attack d3. Could also go rook a8 just in case. I don't know, I like rook a8 for some reason. Yeah, he goes knight f5. So now we can think a little. So we can just take on f5, he'll probably go g takes, then we'll play bishop f6. And then in some lines we'll probably run with the king to f7 and to f8 and d7. We can also try to play it really slow by playing bishop f8 maybe, and then queen d7. Can also play queen d7 immediately. Yeah, it's not obvious. Okay, let's try to play bishop f8. The slowest approach possible. Goes rook g1, trying to make it look like there is a threat. I don't think there is really a threat, to be honest. So I'll just ignore it for now. Like, he can go g5, but then we just take on f5, I believe. He takes f5, e4. I think it's white who will get checkmated. So he just takes on d4, which makes a lot of sense. Should we go e takes d4 or we go knight takes first? I would say e takes d4 is the move. Now this knight on f5 is sort of a help for us in a way. He cannot really go g5 because of bishop takes f5. So we actually have some time to prepare our own stuff. Which should be something like knight b4 or maybe rook d8 followed by some sacrifices. But in general, I think it's sharp, but it shouldn't be too bad for us. So now after I brought the rook to d8, we should probably start looking for some, fancy ideas. I don't know where are they exactly. Although I do see some tricks. Yeah, so this, for instance, allows knight takes c4, I believe. Which is a very interesting move. Okay, let's try to do this. Yeah, now we go g3. Yeah, and then we trade, but then it's just great for us, no? So all the stuff on the g file, like all this h3, g4, rook g1, makes exactly zero sense in such an ending. So it's basically black who's just winning. I think I'm also given a free knight. But it was already very, very bad for white, I believe. Yeah, he resigns. Thanks for the game. Okay. Let's play someone more humble. Yeah, let's say 2400 guy. There we go. Okay, let's go 1 e4 this time. e5, so what do we play here? Let's play f4 maybe. And bishop e2. Wow, he goes bishop e7. I think I was told by someone that this is not really precise, but okay, let's go d4. And king f1, I guess. d5. So we can take on d5 or we can go e5. Not a big expert of this line. So okay, let's go e takes d5 maybe. So how do we play this? I'm actually about to run into something, right? Like c4 runs into knight e4. Maybe it's not the end of the world though. Okay, there is an interesting line there, so let's try this. c4, knight e4. I want to go knight f3. And after knight f2, I want to go queen e1. Pinning him somehow. Like trying to win the knight slowly. Doesn't look exactly great, I must say, but maybe it is great. So what are the options for him? He has some knight d3, queen takes h4, queen takes h4, knight takes h4, knight takes c1. But then white is definitely better. The question is how much. I would say probably white is like much better there. Or he can just take on h1, knight takes h4. Also, if he takes immediately, maybe we just play queen takes h4. And if he doesn't take and plays, say castles, then maybe even rook g1 makes sense. He plays bishop g4, so what's the point if I take on h4? Okay, I think there is no point. So there is also this idea of discovered check after, let's say, knight takes h1, bishop takes g4 is a check. And if he takes on e2, then queen takes e2 is a check as well. So it just looks bad. Yeah, now I think I can even include bishop takes g4 as it's a check. Also, queen takes f2 would be completely winning as well. So now I can even try to be sort of ambitious and go h3 or bishop f3 to have two pieces. Yeah, okay, bishop f3, there is no knight takes h1 because of queen takes h4, and otherwise I'll just capture f2. That would be two pieces up, which should be enough to, to win the game. At least I hope so, really. But being two pieces up with zero compensation for the opponent is the point where I start to feel confident, to be honest. Then I feel like it's all about me in general. So if I had to bet, I would bet I will win. Okay. So he starts to think, but I don't feel like this is. I mean, this is where some genius idea could save him. Really, he goes h5, which doesn't make sense as well. Let's just throw him and go knight c3 just to show that he has no ideas. Like I could have taken on f2, obviously, but okay, now I will. Okay, two pieces is normally enough for me. I also have some initiative, I would say. Okay, so it's about to become three pieces, I believe. Yeah, he resigns. Thanks for the game. Then let's play. Let's play Blunder Panda. 3+2 game. Blunder Pandas sounds, threatening, to be honest. Feels like an offense already. Okay. Knight g5. Wow, I was about to say that we had enough of the bishop e7 d6 line. So what do we play here? There is an old move knight d4. There is a main move knight d5. Knight a5. Sorry. Okay, let's try knight d4. There was also, I think, b5. But okay, knight d4 should be good enough for a blitz game. So what is the line here? Actually, I don't even. mean, I don't even remember. It's probably c3, b5, bishop f1, or what? Maybe not. So how should I play this, actually? I think the line goes like b5, bishop f1, knight takes d5. Yeah, maybe cd, queen takes g5, and so on. Okay, let's give it a shot, whatever. The reason I was thinking was that, like, in terms of intuition, knight f5 didn't look that bad to me. But okay, let's go for the main line. Not exactly sure this is the main line, but that's what I expect to be the main line. So I think this is not what white is normally supposed to do. So now I guess we go, I don't know, queen takes d5 maybe? Or maybe knight takes d5. I think both are actually... Okay, let's go queen takes. I think if we don't lose immediately, it should be sort of acceptable. Let's say if he goes castles, bishop b7. Yeah. Let's say knight f3, knight e4, or even knight g4. Looks alright to me. Yeah, so obviously we are threatening queen takes g2 main just in case. He goes f3. Wow, this is, I think, very risky. I mean, mildly put. Also, this doesn't make a lot of sense to me, so why not to go knight f3 instead? So technically he doesn't even have a threat. We can even just castle long, for instance. I mean, after e takes, we just have queen takes g5. Is it, a good enough reason just to castle here? Maybe he wants to play d4. Maybe we just need to include some bishop c5 check, or maybe we just go knight d7. Yeah, I don't have a single idea about this, to be honest. I mean, it's kind of obvious that black is fine, but how should I play this exactly? Okay, let's say I just castle, whatever. Now I think d4 is a move. D4, we can go cd, e takes f6, and then try to come up with some kind of brilliance. I don't see this brilliance yet, to be honest, but it could be something with that icon, the G file, something along the lines. Why would he think here? He probably thinks he can also play knight c3, which is actually quite correct. For some reason, I'm not too worried about it, to be honest, but maybe it's a mistake. Maybe I need to be. Still, it feels like d4 is a move. Yeah, he goes d4. Well played. I guess we just take. He goes queen a4, which is extremely strange, I would say. So what's the point? Can I just take on e5? Or I don't know, check and queen takes e5. Okay, let's say just take. So there is no knight takes f7. Because of what, by the way? I thought because of bishop c5 and queen e2, probably. Okay, queen e2. So now it's time to find out if there's an increment in this game. Yeah, there is. Okay, then I can think slowly. So here I can go rook d4 followed by rook g4, or I can go knight g4 here. Okay, let's say I go knight g4. Oh no, I actually wandered the knight. So I had to go rook d4 first anyway. Yeah, this was really bad. The fun thing is that actually it's still not... I mean, he's obviously winning, but it won't be, you know, that simple. Maybe he's not winning anymore, actually. Okay, then I just take it, yeah. Then I guess I just go bishop c3 and win. Yeah, this was funny. Like I just blundered the free piece, but still it was sharp enough to confuse the guy. Okay, bishop e3. Yeah, he resigns. Okay, sorry for I mean, for such a roller coaster, but I think originally after queen a4, black was just much better. Okay, do we have a challenge from someone over 3k maybe? Not really, yeah? Okay. So now I have like 10 minutes left. I think I'll just try to play the strongest guys. Just let the field to, you know, to beat me. So here we have actually, so 5 minutes game against someone who is higher rated than me. Then let's go 1c4. Let's keep it solid then. Okay, let's play. So this guy is an international master, and he goes d6. Okay. e5. So how do we play here? Okay, let's just go g3. g6, then I think d4 is a move. Although I could be wrong. But I think this is some kind of a theory. Yeah, he goes knight c6. Can we just take on e5? To play it simple? Yeah, I guess we can. He takes with a knight. Then I think it's just comfortably better for white. Let's say we just go bishop g2. Knight f3. So there is no knight xc4 because of queen a4 check, obviously. So he just takes. Okay, we take back. Then we will probably just enjoy some slight pressure here. Okay, let's castle. Play bishop g5 to provoke h6 and then go bishop d2. Okay, rook e1. I mean, obviously it has to be said that, I mean, it's not even close to be, you know, dramatically bad for black out of the opening. It's probably small pressure, but nothing more than that. So in terms of ideas, what I like to do in these lines is to play knight d5. Can I do it here? I guess I actually can. Okay. So this is one of the reasons why sometimes it makes sense to provoke h6. So whenever he takes on b2, I can play bishop takes h6, as the pawn is not protected anymore. Yeah, he goes c5, which is normal, and I guess we take. Now, at very least, we have rook c1. And there is also queen c1, which is ambitious. Like, technically, it's a double attack even. Yeah, I think we can try queen c1. He will probably go, I don't know, rook b8 or something like that. Not that we are exactly winning, but still it looks quite dangerous for black, I would say. That's how I feel about it at very least. I don't know. So I think he should never give up. Like whenever he gives up a pawn, he should never give up h6. So now bishop takes h6. He's going to play bishop takes b2, which makes sense. So if we just pass here, like we go rook b1, for instance, protecting the pawn, then it doesn't look great to me. We can also play like b3 or b4, just asking him to, take something. The problem is that probably he will not take any of it. He will just play king h7, sacrificing c6, and then he will be fine. So that's why I feel like it's much more ambitious and logical to take on h6 here. Which could be a big mistake actually, but who really cares? So after bishop takes b2, I'm going to play it simple, like queen d2. And yeah, just play a game. Technically, after bishop takes b2, we also have okay, he doesn't play it. So here I thought we can take on c6 actually. I mean, once again, not that he's lost, but it just feels like a normal way for the game to go. Okay, so yeah, he's obviously very close to a draw here. Like he's only one pawn down, and his pieces are active, so this is what normally leads to a draw. And he goes queen e4, which I think is a good move. So is there a way to play this for win? Like if I take and go e3, probably play rook c4. Maybe I take and play king f1 actually. Okay, let's try this. So in terms of ideas, I think I'm happy to trade a2 for d6. Once again, not that it will exactly be, bad for him, but that would be sort of good, I think. Now I probably go f3. Don't know why exactly though, but why not? So he's trying to bring the rook to c2. I'm trying to prepare some rook e3 idea to be able to, protect e2. I don't really have time as well. So let's say rook d3, rook d1. So he can probably play rook c2. No, he goes rook b4. So he actually claims that he's better already. That could be true, unfortunately. Okay, let's just start playing this fast then. Rook b3 allows rook takes d4 now. This was a little strange. I think he's still fine, but like now it's obvious that white is better. Guess we just take, go rook d7. Well, what I played was not terribly ambitious, I must say, but yeah, given the fact I'm way behind on the clock, I just want to keep it simple. So this is strange. He allows like check and rook a7. Or rook a7 immediately. Okay, let's go rook a7 immediately. So he sort of has to start checking, otherwise he's probably lost. But then I bring the king. No, he goes here. But then I think he's just lost. Okay, rook h7. G7. Okay, lost was a little too strong, I must say. Like, he's probably lost, but not when I'm down to 30 seconds. So once again, I'll just try to play it simple and not allow him to flag me. Okay, H5, H6, King G6, let's say. Yeah, this is a draw. Maybe not anymore. No, this is checkmate, okay. So we have 1 minute left. I guess I'll just go for one last game then. Let's play Mr. Yup. I think I play him every single time I do the Banter Blitz. So let's go 1d4, and this is going to be the last game of the Banter Blitz today. I mean, of my Banter Blitz. I think there are many others to come. So what do we play here? Is it Queen b3, Knight h4? Or maybe Knight h4 and Queen b3? Don't remember. Yeah, I think this was the line I looked at some point. Yeah, so bishop h3 was one of the ideas. e6, let's say castles. Okay, now I officially don't know what was the idea. Maybe f4. Bishop e4. So how do we play this? Like, we probably go with 5 one day, but still feels like this day is yet to come. Okay, let's start by playing bishop e3 first. Maybe we even go g4 at some point. Yeah, he castles. So let's say we can go g4 and sacrifice a pawn and play, yeah? Looks kind of reasonable to me. So let's say g4, knight takes g4, we take on g4, we take on e4, and we go e5 in the end. Does it make sense? Okay, maybe it does. I mean, it shouldn't be like unbelievably good for white, but maybe white is fine. Yeah, so he has to take, we go f5. Trying to open up the position for the bishops. And then it's a mess, I would say. Like, mess is probably too strong, black is solid enough not to cause this a mess. But then I think we go f6, no? Okay, let me try f6. This was my point, at least. And then I guess we take on... we actually have many moves. We can take on f6 as well. So my original idea was to take on e5, bishop takes e5, and go rook d1, which I think wins me a piece. Now I realized I actually have rook takes f6 as well. I mean, which is way too tempting not to do it. Okay, let's go. So he's pinned everywhere. There are also ideas with king h1, rook g1, or queen g3, bishop f5. I think he's actually just lost all of a sudden. Yeah, but this allows bishop takes d7 at very least. And he cannot take back because of queen g3, queen g7. checkmate, so he literally has to go king h8 there, and then we just collect everything. Is there a better option? Okay, this is good enough, I guess. Yeah, and then we just played simple. Or maybe not. Maybe we just go bishop f5. Okay, let's go bishop f5 and try to, you know, play for the domination. I mean, I could have taken the rook, but yeah, I think this is even more ambitious. And now I guess we take f7 and win. There is no rook g1 mate. So this is sort of resigns. Rook g6, bishop takes, and it's over. Yeah, thanks for the game. I think it was yeah, good enough for the last game. So thank you guys for watching, for following me, and see you soon on Chess24.